Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Texas Business Court Insider. I'm Rachel Roosth.
And I'm Kate Ergenbright. If you've watched our other videos, then you know that the Texas Business Court Insider tracks developments in the Texas Business Court and beyond. Today, we're stepping into the beyond and discussing Texas's new 15th Court of Appeals, which opened its doors a little over a year ago, on the same day that the Texas Business Court began operations.
That's right, Kate. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is the 15th Court of Appeals and what does it cover?
The 15th Court of Appeals is a new intermediate appellate court that launched on September 1st, 2024. It's based in Austin, Texas, and was created by the Texas legislature to handle a specific set of civil disputes, and specifically appeals. Now, its jurisdiction is statewide, but it's limited to three key areas. First are appeals from the Texas Business Court directly. The next category are civil cases involving the state of Texas or its agencies. And the final category are constitutional challenges to state laws or rules where the Attorney General is a party to the case.
Kate, you mentioned the business court. How does this new court interact with the business court?
Well, the connection, Rachel, is direct. When a case is appealed from the Texas Business Court, it goes straight to the 15th Court of Appeals, bypassing the regional appellate courts. Now, the setup is designed to streamline complex business disputes and ensure or promote consistency in rulings in these complex cases across the state.
What about the justices? Who's currently serving on the 15th Court of Appeals?
The court started with 3 justices, all appointed by Governor Greg Abbott. Chief Justice Scott Brister, who is a former Texas Supreme Court justice, Justice Scott K. Field, who served on the 3rd Court of Appeals and as a district judge in Williamson County, and Justice April Ferris, who is formerly a justice on the 1st Court of Appeals in Houston. They were all sworn in on September 1st, 2024, and their current terms run through December 31st of 2026. Now, to retain their seats, they'll need to run in the November 2026 general election. And if they're elected, they'll serve a 6-year term starting in 2027. Now, Rachel, what did the court's first year look like in terms of caseload?
In its inaugural year, the 15th Court of Appeals saw 183 appeals filed. Of those, 24 originated from the Texas Business Court. For the other courts in the state, Travis County sent the most cases up on appeal with 64 appeals, followed by Dallas County with 18 appeals. Now, if you're wondering about the types of appeals that have been filed, when appellates fill out the docketing statement for their appeals, they have to select among certain case types to describe their case. And based on those selections, the most common case types were administrative law with 49 appeals, mandamus proceedings accounted for 32, and contract disputes accounted for 20 appeals.
That's a solid start for its first year. Now, I know there's been some clarification, Rachel, from the Texas Supreme Court about the 15 Court's jurisdiction. Can you walk us through that?
Sure. In March of 2025, the Texas Supreme Court resolved 2 motions to transfer appeals. These were for the cases of Kelly v. Hominga and Devon Energy Production Company v. Oliver. In both cases, defendants filed their appeals in the 15th Court of Appeals, even though the cases did not fall within that court's exclusive jurisdiction based on the 3 categories that you discussed earlier. Plaintiffs filed motions to transfer to their regional appellate courts, and the Texas Supreme Court had to step in because the courts disagreed on jurisdiction. The Supreme Court ruled that the 15th Court of Appeals can only hear appeals in the 3 categories we discussed, plus cases transferred for docket equalization purposes. And this case was significant because if the court had ruled otherwise, the 15th Court of Appeals could have seen a major increase in the types of cases and number of cases that it would see. And many appellants would have gained a second option for where to file their appeals. But the Texas Supreme Court's decision keeps its jurisdiction, or the 15th Court of Appeals jurisdiction, more narrowly defined.
That is a significant ruling, Rachel. Now, is there any update or what's the latest on legislative changes that might affect the business court and by extension the 15th Court of Appeals?
Well, there were 2 significant changes. First, the legislature authorized the court to expand to 5 justices, with the next 2 seats scheduled to be added on September 1st, 2027 and September 1st, 2028. And second, House Bill 40 expanded the business court's jurisdiction to include arbitration matters, intellectual property disputes, and trade secret cases. And it also lowered the amount in controversy threshold in certain cases. So these changes are expected to increase the number of cases that are eligible for the Texas Business Court, and therefore also the number of cases eligible for appeal to the 15th Court of Appeals.
Thanks, Rachel. Now, it's clear that both the Business Court and the 15th Court of Appeals are reshaping how complex commercial cases are handled in Texas. Now, for businesses and their counsel, understanding these changes is critical for strategic decision-making, especially when it comes to foreign selection and choosing the Texas Business Court, and by extension in appellate planning.
Thanks for watching Texas Business Court Insider. Please be sure to hit like and subscribe to get notified of our new videos. And don't forget to check out our Texas Business Court Insider Hub via the link below. It's packed with resources to help you navigate the Texas Business Court.